everyone, and welcome to our Facebook Live study. We are on Colossians chapter 2 at the moment, and last time we had that beautiful verse in Colossians chapter 2 verse 6 to 7 that Paul encourages us to be rooted in Christ and to grow in our faith in Him. Now today he carries on with his argument that we really need nothing else except Jesus in order to have a relationship with Jesus. See, what these false teachers were saying, apart from the fact that they were questioning the deity of Jesus, they were also saying that you needed to do something from your side in order to be saved. And one of these things was to be circumcised. Colossians was an interesting congregation because it had both Greek Gnostic influences and Jewish influences. So from the Jewish side, they said that Christians needed to be circumcised in order to be in a covenant relationship with God. And that is what it illustrated in the Old Testament. In Genesis chapter 17, God commanded Abraham to be circumcised, him and every male in his household, to symbolize the covenant between God and Abraham. Now in the New Testament, we have baptism, and Paul actually mentions it in this passage. And he says in Colossians 2 verse 12, "For you were buried with Christ when you were baptized, and with him you were raised to new life because you trusted the mighty power of God who raised Christ from the dead." Now the question is, does baptism replace circumcision as the covenant sign of relationship between us and God? And do you have to be baptized in order to be saved? And my short answer for that is no. And you can also disagree with me if you want to. But what Paul's focus here is he's saying that nothing that we can physically do from our side can make us right with God. It's all dependent on what Jesus did on the cross. And in fact, in this passage, in verses 13 to 15, he makes it perfectly clear when he says that Jesus hung on the cross and triumphed over every power, authority, and rule and ritual. And he triumphed over them by the cross and made a public spectacle of them. So just like my baptism is a public testimony of my relationship with Jesus, that I have been dead in my sin, buried with him, and raised to new life. So Jesus' public testimony was that he was crucified on the cross and raised back to new life after 3 days. So see, the focus in this passage is not on circumcision or on baptism. It's on Jesus and the cross and how he triumphed over every regulation and every authority and every power over us at the cross. So now we are no longer enslaved by rituals or laws or any other power for that matter. We have been set free by the cross of Jesus Christ, and that alone. So we are left kneeling at the cross of Christ and not at the thing of I have to do something in order to be right with him, because he has done everything on our behalf. So enjoy your study this week, and I'll see you again, same time, same place next week. Goodbye.